So today we're going to be talking about using your Beeswax Candle Kit. The reason that we started this kit is we wanted something that we could use our empty jars for. So we're going to use our empty peach butter jar today, but if you have your honey jar or other jams and jellies that we make, the Beeswax Candle Kit fits in the 8-ounce jar. So the kit comes with the beeswax. It comes with the wick, the little base of the wick, a wood popsicle stick that helps the wick not fall over, so kind of a stabilizer stick, and then a little bit of floral scent, it's specifically elderflower scent. It's very light and kind of like a fruity floral scent. But if you want to pick your own scent or your own essential oil to put in, you're absolutely welcome to do that too. So I'll show you how we're going to start this today. So we've got our wick, and I actually already put the little base on there, but you have a little white base that sticks to it, and then it has the metal piece. So if you wanted to microwave your beeswax, do not put the wick in. Don't microwave it in here because the wick is metal. The wick has a piece of metal at the bottom. So if you're going to microwave it, you're going to want to put it in a separate bowl, melt it for about 30 seconds to a minute, stir it 30 seconds to a minute, stir it until it's all the way melted, and then transfer it to your jar. Today we're actually going to show you how to do it on the stovetop. So the more times you transfer your beeswax, the more beeswax you'll lose. So that's why we're doing it directly in the jars, because you don't have to transfer it. So I'm going to stick in my wick at the bottom there. I'm trying to get it centered. And then, so I've got my little stabilizer stick. You're going to thread the wick through there. And then I've got my little scent bottle. It really doesn't have much in there because you really don't need a lot. So if you choose to do a different scent than the elderflower scent, it's really not much that you'll need. And you'll do that at the end because it will, as you melt the wax or boil it on the stovetop, however you want to do it, it will evaporate the fragrance or the scent. So you'll want to do that at the end. So I'm going to use my canning funnel. It's a little bit wider than this particular lid size, but it's going to work a lot better than just, or if you have someone who could help you, maybe they could use their hands as a funnel, or you could try to make a paper funnel. But you're going to pour this in there. You actually don't need the stabilizer stick until the wax starts melting. Right now it's just kind of the wax is stabilizing it. So because they're like little wax beads, because they're beads, I don't know if you can see this, but there's going to be air bubbles between them. So as you melt them, it's going to melt down into the jar. So I actually have a little bit more wax in here that's going to fit in this jar. So we're going to start melting this, and then we'll add some more wax as it melts down. But it'll take a while. It's going to take 30 to 40 minutes to melt on the stovetop because it'll melt the outside and then the inside has to melt still. So you want to do the fragrance at the end, but beeswax cools pretty quickly and re-solidifies really quickly. So you'll want to do the fragrance while it's still pretty hot. And you'll stir it in. So we're going to put this on the stove and we'll show you kind of a time lapse of what that's going to look like. And then we'll show you what it looks like at the end. Something that's nice about the boiling process is that it kind of loosens up the sticker a little bit. And that sticker is going to come right off. Okay, so while you're boiling the wax and melting it down, you want to make sure that your water doesn't get into the wax. wax and water like oil and water. You don't want to mix them. So I have my water low enough that it's not going to affect the wax once it starts really boiling. Once it gets to a rolling boil, you can turn it down to more of a simmer, but it's still going to take a little while for it to melt down. So. All right, so the wax is all melted. And I'm gonna take that off the heat. Okay. So this stick is so the wick will stand up straight. But we're also going to use it to stir in our fragrance. So I'm actually going to use all the fragrance that's in here because I want a stronger smelling candle. But it's totally up to you if you want to use all of it, a little bit of it, none of it. That's totally fine. We do the fragrance at the end so it doesn't evaporate in the melting process. Okay, and then I'm going to thread this through so it'll stand up straight for us. Okay, all right, so now we just let it cool. All right, and there's our candle. We just have to wait for it to cool. Thanks for joining us today. If you guys have any questions or comments, comment below, and you'll find our Beeswax Candle Kit to reuse your jars on our website, and we'll link that in the description. And we'll see you guys in the next video.